Hi, it's Dr. Nadia here, founder of the Doyenne Agency and creator of Straight Talk About Sales. And, last week I had the opportunity to do a training for a group of women entrepreneurs. It was a really nice, small, tight-knit, intimate group. And we walked them through how to pull together their live event. So I actually had some colleagues and we partnered on all of the aspects of pulling together a live event, from looking for venues, setting the atmosphere, so all of the things you're doing on the front end, pulling together your content, what you're teaching at the event, and then when you extend your invitation and invite people to take that next step with you at your event. And I must say, it was phenomenal. I had so much fun, so that's definitely something we'll probably end up having to do again. And so I wanted to share today because one of the things that I noticed during our time together last week was that whole conversation around extending that invitation or making the sale, if you will, was causing a lot of angst and anxiety. So you can imagine people were pretty cool about deciding what type of event they wanted and where they might host it. And here's what I might offer or what I might teach. But when it was my turn to talk about sales, it was lots of, ooh, ew, ah. One woman was practically sliding off the couch and she was just melting like butter. It was like, oh my goodness, what is going to happen when it's time for me to extend the invitation? So today I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about what this would look like. There's all this talk about, selling from the stage and doing these things from the stage. It can feel very frightening and it can be overwhelming. When you think about being on a big stage and extending this invitation and not really being sure how people are going to respond. Well, one of the things that we really did a great job of covering last week was, all of these aspects, from your venue selection, from the atmosphere, from your everything that you have set, from your workbooks, all of that plays a part in how well your offer is received. And a big piece of that is making sure you have the right people in the room. So we're not talking about that today. Today, I just want to share a few quick tips around extending the invitation. That's the way I like to frame it. You're inviting people to take the next step, and some people won't. Not everyone is ready to take the next step. Not everyone is qualified to take the next step. So depending on how well you've done in getting the right people in the room, that definitely increases the likelihood of more people saying yes. But of course, in the beginning, you're still tweaking and working things out. And even as a veteran, sometimes you don't always get it right. Let's just be clear, right? So just a couple things I wanted to share, things that I noticed that came up last week, and I definitely wanted to share them with you. So here we go. First thing is, sometimes we feel like you have to do this whole bait and switch. Like, I don't want to talk about the fact that I'm going to invite you, right? I'm going to extend this invitation. It's almost like it's this super top secret kind of thing. Here's my thing. Tell people up front. I had a coach that once called this the covenant. And from the very beginning, from your opening segment, at some point, you let them know that for those of you who this is a good fit for, you may be more descriptive about who it's a good fit for, right? You want to start talking directly to the people who are great for you and start pushing those people who aren't a good fit. Like, let it be clear to them too that this is a firm, solid no, right? You let them know up front that for those of you who fit whatever those parameters are, those who know that, you want to know more, I'm going to extend an invitation to you before we end our time together. Whether that's a half a day, a 1 day, a 2 day, a 3 day, a week, whatever. Before we wrap up our time together, I'm going to extend an invitation to you for us to continue this work. Because what I know for sure is that no matter how long we spend together, everything that I have to share with you, I cannot share with you in this finite amount of time. Boom. Easy peasy, right? So just put it out there. Don't let it be like this big secret that, oh my gosh, I'm going to extend an invitation. Like, dude, seriously, just be upfront. And frankly, a lot of people, if they go to enough events, they already know you're going to extend the invitation. So stop faking the funk. Just tell them what you're going to tell them, right? See, doesn't that feel so much better to just be honest? The second thing is remember the benefits or the results that your clients get as a result of working with you. What are the benefits of your program or service or product, whatever it is that you are extending that invitation to? What are the benefits of that? Remember that. A lot of times we get caught up in the features and what we're going to do and all that. We're all excited. But first, you got to clearly let people know how they're going to be different and how this is going to help them move forward in whatever area that you specialize in. The third thing is really tied to that is clearly communicate value. Take time to clearly communicate value, however you choose to do that. There's a number of different strategies that you can leverage in order to communicate value and demonstrate value. One of the ways you'll be doing that is just by the content you're sharing during the time that you're spending with them. But then as you're mapping it out, you may decide to do a value stack. You may decide to do some other things. Many times you'll throw in some testimonials or whatever, however you choose to do that. But make sure you take the time to clearly, and I say clearly because we think sometimes we're clearly communicating and we're not. So take some time to clearly, and you may need to practice to make sure that you're speaking their language, that everyone's on the same page and they really understand what it is that you're talking about. Again, for many of them, this is the first time they're hearing about this invitation that you're extending. You, on the other hand, have been thinking about this for a very long time. So you want to make sure that you take the time to clearly communicate value before you extend your invitation. Got it? And then the final thing that I'll share today is extend the invitation. Like, don't beat around the bush, be very upfront, and then also clearly communicate. Be very clear on what the next steps for those that are interested in working with you or taking you up on your invitation, who accept it, right? What they need to do so that they can make that happen, so they can make it a reality, so that you can enroll them, right? So what does that look like? There are many different strategies. I won't go into them, but whatever it is that you want them to do, take the time to slow it down and walk them through what that should look like. Again, there are a lot of different things going on. You're going to be excited. You may be a little nervous. Take the time to walk them through each piece so that they know what they need to do in order to take you up and accept the invitation that you've extended. And I get that it can be scary. It can be unnerving. So whatever tools or resources you need in order to make sure that your invitation is clear and that people get it, then be sure to leverage that. But the most important thing is, if you're going to have an event, you need to have, I won't say that, I'll change that. I strongly encourage you to have a revenue strategy around it. How are you going to generate revenue and really make this a profitable event for you and your business? All right, got it? Good. If you have questions, because I know I only touched on like a teeny weeny piece of this, and there are so many other moving pieces that I didn't share in today's video. So if you have questions, you want to schedule time, you're like, okay, Dr. Nadia, next year is my year to do a live event, and I have questions about all this stuff. You know, our team, that's what we help people do. One of the things that we help people do, we've helped people a lot this year with live events, and we would love the opportunity to see if you're a good fit for us to help you with your live event next year. Head on over to meetwithdrnadia.com. That's meetwithdrnadia.com. That's meetwithdrnadia.com. Schedule time for us to chat, and let's see if, you know, what we can do to help you make your event amazing and profitable. All right, this is Dr. Nadia signing off. I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.